everybody. Another random live feed. So I'm going to give it a few minutes impromptu as usual, per the usual with me, or per the usual with Spirit. I'm going to make some quick adjustments here. Scorpio, always for you, right? Always for you. And I love that it is in so many ways. I've got a lot of videos and a lot of information from Spirit to share. And I'm going to say in the coming days and the coming weeks, but always following my guides as to when I need to sit down and do these readings, by what sign, by what's going on in the world. And I trust that. I trust that wholeheartedly, that I'm being guided to do these as they come in. So here we are. Hi, Marilyn. How are you? I hope you're doing well. We will connect soon. It's been a little busy. It's been strange the last 24 hours. Um, but I want to say this morning I got a message from Spirit, and I'm going to call it the title. Um, and I am going to try to very much interact with each of you as you come through here. So know that I don't have any moderators. I think that's what they call them on the channels. So here I am, right? And I will also say if there are any bots or scammers or whatever that pop in like they did yesterday, I will handle those as we go along here. So no time frame on this. We're just going to run with it. Let's see. I am trying to stay warm. We're getting our next round of snow today, and I'm over the cold. I really am, but I'm staying warm in the house. So here we are. Magpie, welcome, welcome. Absolutely. Sharita, good morning or good afternoon. I don't even know what time it is right now. Hey, Adam, how you doing? So I got a message from Spirit this morning, Scorpio, and I don't title these videos before I sit down to do them. It's whatever comes out in the reading, and that's what I work around when I title these for YouTube. Good afternoon, Tiffany. Hi, Mimo. And but the title that I got from Spirit was That Was Then and This Is Now. Scorpio, I cannot shake the feeling. Hi, Elsie. How? I hope I said that right. I'm so sorry if I said that wrong. So many of them. I'm so glad. Elsie, all of you. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for the ways that you support this channel. Hello, Jay, and just hello to all of you. I hope that you're all doing well. Oh, we're gonna start this shit. Okay, hold that thought, guys, because I am legit not fucking around today with people. Anywho, so with that, hi, how are you? I'm gonna say we need to connect. You popped up in my head the other day, actually, Marlon. So you know how to get a hold of me. So anywho, Scorpio, if I do ignore some of the comments, it's simply because I'm trying to finish a thought here, obviously. So no, I see all of you. So Spirit, that was then, this is now. And Scorpio, I'm not biased to any of the signs. Thank you. Please do, Adam, if you can report or ban, knock your socks off, my man. Hey, Mavis, how are you? You sure? Oh, so that's why you've been on my mind. That makes perfect sense. I've had a lot of you, my clients that we talk, you guys have been on my mind heavy lately. And I'm going to say to you, like, the whole concept of what Scorpio is doing in the ethers here. The fact that Scorpio, again, not trying to be biased by any means. I have great love for all the signs. And with that, Scorpio, though, I cannot tell you that you're not going to be a very important part of what is to come this year. It's the inevitable. It's just who you are. And I say this, and pardon me as I deal with a few of these, because I am not fucking around with these people today. I love it. I love the fact that people waste their life on such stupidity. Anywho, Scorpio, you deal with transformation death, changes, rebirths, new beginnings, the whole thing. And we know this, right? Hi, Mac. Oh, I just cannot. I will be, well, Perry, I hope you know that you have Scorpio in your chart just like everybody else. And, oh my God, I'm just not dealing with this. Anywho, we're moving on. I'll deal with all this later. Craziness. But, you're going to be leading the path forward, Scorpio. Plain and simple. You are going to be leading the path forward for a lot of people simply because you know how to do the transmutation better than any other sign. And other signs, they have their strengths as well. They have their weaknesses just like we all do. And we need to hone in on those things that are so very important during these times of change. And I'm going to tell you that these times of change are going to look so much different. And we've talked about this Pluto and Aquarius. We've talked about the astrology. And P.S. Today, we move into Pisces and Virgo for I think it's the next 18 months. Hi, Kazi. How are you? Long time no talk to. This changes everything. And on top of that, regardless of where or if you've got Pisces in your chart, and I'm no astrologer, but I do dive into a lot of it and can decipher most of it. It runs so much deeper than in spirit saying than people give it credit for. And here we are in this time, and Scorpio, you're gonna be like, there's gonna be a lot of messages, and that's the thing that spirit has brought to me. Hi, Joanne. There's gonna be a lot of messages, I think, Scorpio, that are gonna come through for you. And hi, Kelly. And you're gonna need to be aware, because I think that the whole idea. Give me one second. Yes, please. All right, give me one second, guys. That is an important message. Oops, okay. I hope that went. Did I send that? But, sorry, my fat finger is in the way here. And give me one second, guys. Yes. Oh, please. Okay. Bear with me. All right, good enough. So I do think that there's going to be more messages. I do your weeklies, I do your weekends and things like that. But it's going to be important that the messages that are coming through are on a much more spiritual based arena. And I think that it's important that we have those messages, and I will work with spirit to get those to you. So just know that if you start to see, maybe even an invitation of these messages coming through specifically for you, Scorpio, I would tune in at least for a little while, right? Just listen to maybe even parts of it. Spirit saying for some of you, just to skip through and go, just jump on the line at the bottom where it shows the time, and just go through certain parts. But there's going to be something important for all of you to be aware of, right? So Adam taking care of that. Thank you. That weekend message was on point for Scorpio. Guys, I talked about, I want to say this. Today is Saturday, right? And I know in that weekend read, I talked about Saturday being that moment of like, oh my God, like there was something going, I can't believe that this or that's happening. I'm going to tell you all, like, I had that last night myself. And I was like, this came directly out of fucking left field. I never would have imagined in 30 plus years that this would ever be a thing. And I don't even know what to make of it myself. There's been a lot of things. So, I will say, like, I'm not the only one. You're not the only one. These messages, they're for all of us. So there's that, right? So, all right, we're going to jump into this message. I'm not quite sure what spirit was getting at yet with that this was, or that was then and this is now, but our lives are changing, and it's going to be very, very important to you in how you move, Scorpio, through it. Like this transition, Scorpio, you've been at the forefront of change for a really, really long time. And I'm going to thank you, Jacqueline. You're welcome. Oh, what is this? Hold on. I want to see this meeting with Tiffany. Last time we talked was in the Zoom meeting with Alex. Been watching you ever since. Oh, thank you, Tiffany. Yeah, Alex, fucking love her. She's awesome. Hello, Annie. So, hi, Rico. Hi, everybody. I am not. This is going to be for Scorpio. So, any Scorpio placement you might have in your chart. And, just as a reminder, we've got all of them in there somewhere in one way or another. So, but Saggies, that message yesterday for Sag was interesting. That was otherworldly, I'm going to call it. So, where was I at with this? I don't even know. My brain is like going all over the place here. Um, Scorpio, those messages for the weekend, I think, are just a very small indication of what is to come. And just pay attention. Just pay attention. Your world, you have stepped up. You've been the forefront. You've been the catalyst for a lot of things. You have created tower moments. You're okay with those. You're comfortable with those. Um, I really do feel like for the until Aries season, you are likely going to be needing to be a little bit of a bystander to a lot of things. Um, and just kind of tuning into what's going on around you. And good afternoon, Shatoya. And being aware that you don't have to force control. Thank you, Marilyn. I appreciate you very much. Um, you don't have to force control of anything. Your job right now is to kind of be present and be still. I had a client this morning and we talked about this, um, about just being in the moment. And I have Pisces in my chart. Remember. Yes, yes, hit that like button, right? Do all of those things that it really helps get the messages out to everybody. So thank you. Um, I appreciate your love and support always. But you're going to be watching a lot of things here that Scorpio, you just are always moving in a positive way, and we're trying to, right? Not every move we ever make is positive. Hi, Raven. Well, Virgos are welcome here too, right? It's a Scorpio read, but if you've tuned in, maybe there's something here for you. So I would pay attention to that. Um, but the idea of it all, Scorpio, is that with this change that's coming in, um, you need to know that the way that we did do things in the past is not the way that we're going to need to do them in the future. I think that the greatest part of strife for Scorpio, in different timelines, right, discern it accordingly. It's going to vary, but I do think that the majority of it is, um, the hardest parts, I think, and I've said it before, are over. And now we just kind of lean into all of the lessons that we've had, and being a part of it for what it is, and embracing these changes. It's like you've gained all this knowledge, you've gained all this experience, you've gained all this wisdom. Now that you have, how are you implementing that moving forward? Okay. Some of you, your intuitive abilities, your purpose, Pisces North Node, it's purpose, what you've come here to do. And a lot of you are probably going to start to realize that there's more to the gifts. And you can call them gifts, but what we do is something that everybody can do. Um, it's not just a gift. It's anything. You plant a seed, you have to water it, you have to nurture it. You get a pet, you hear my birds, I'm sure, squawking in the background, you have to take care of them. Anything that is yours, you nurture it and it grows. I've spent almost 40 years being on this earth, and 34 of them nurturing this gift that I feel very comfortable in. So I encourage you, if you are in different modalities, again, this kind of refers back to a conversation I had with a client the other day. Um, it does feel like a void, right, Paige? Absolutely. They're not parrots, they're parakeets, but they're just as loud either way. So there's that. Um, but this area in which we are in, with these intuitive gifts and these abilities, and I'm going to say even modalities, is what I was talking about with the client the other day, that they could be Reiki, right? You could be a member of a community who just stands up for what's right, or you lead the way, or you create um, a path forward for other people, or you create space for others, right? Where they've been shut down, turned away, not heard, not seen, not listened to, Scorpio, which you are familiar with, um, now you see that through compassion, you see that through empathetic eyes. People who are going through situations, you've been there, done that. You are a beacon of light. You're giving them guidance. You may be connecting with people that you didn't even know you were going to be of guidance to. It's changing. You're changing, and you're learning and implementing what you have learned. So when we talk about, I feel like, and this is all intuitive, chills coming through, um, that was then and this is now, Scorpio. It's time to close the door on the chapters that once were. It is time to, and I told that client this morning, we don't forget about what's happened, right? Because we've had experiences, we've learned lessons around this. But from that, it's not forgetting those things, but now being in this place of this new entrance, this new way, this new way of being that is very, I'm going to say, Scorpio, unlike you. It's finally, thank you so much, darling. It's not just this idea of what once was and this is the way that it's always going to be. It is, again, creating space, but you being in a place where, it's putting your stinger away, Scorpio, putting the cap on the stinger, and recognizing that way isn't necessary anymore. You're, again, coming from compassion, nurturing this Cancer full moon, compassion, spirituality, all of those things, right? So do know that I love it. I love when you guys show up in the comments for each other. Like, it makes my day because we bring together a community of people that are paying attention to one another, and supporting that and giving the most sound advice that they can from one soul connection to another. I love it. I love how you all connect with each other. And Adam, you always step up to the plate. Marilyn as well. I love you all. But Scorpio, this way of being in this fight and flight mode, I will tell you, in the last couple months, all of you could have been dealing with some health related issues. And again, I'm not a doctor. I can't diagnose. I'm not a licensed blah, blah, blah. Use your discernment, right? Common sense here, and your spiritual knowledge. But a lot of any conditions that have been going on, spirit are saying, are symptomatic. You could call it to ascension, but your body learning how to come out of fight and flight mode. You realizing, like, you don't have to fight. I mean, I think it would be fair to say that the majority of us have that one thing, that one person, that one situation, that one environment that when we have to deal with it, like, instantly goes, I got to get defensive. I've got to shut down, clam up, trying to keep control of the situation. And it sends our nervous system into fucking panic mode. It is time to embrace that. And that sends us back into a tailspin of past situations. You could call it, again, not diagnosing, you could call it some form of PTSD or CPTSD. But our human brain wants to relive trauma because we may not be, and I'm going to say in my experience, right, to cover my tail here, we go back to those places because we know what the outcome is. We've lived in this place of fighting for jobs or relationships or with another person, defending ourselves, dealing with narcissistic individuals, people who don't want to see us do great, all of these things, right? I love that, Mick. The fight is not to fight. And that, I would say, you could rubber stamp that in this new era, moving forward from today. The fight is to not to fight, right? It's to get out of that fight mode and go, I don't have to fight with you. And I've said it many times over the years, just because someone invites you to some bullshit does not mean you have to accept the invitation. And same here, right? This is the new way, the new world. So I'm going to pull some cards about this specific message that Spirit brought in. We'll see what comes up. You guys are amazing. Thank you for showing up in all the ways that you do. I'm having afternoon coffee since I quit drinking it first thing in the morning. And a shout out to my sister if she happens to be on here, because she bought me a new coffee pot. She's gifted me with beautiful cards and a coffee pot for Christmas. She's my fave right now. We'll see how long it lasts, right? I'm just kidding. So, all right, Scorpio, let's see. What cards? What is that? That was then and this is now. Stick with the, okay, so we're going to stick with these, get one card from this, and then we'll grab the Astro cards. I keep trying to find the membership option. Can you give me a membership so I can buy one? Oh, I listen to you too. I love you. And I love you guys, period. Scorpio. Projection. Okay, so when we talk projection, Jacqueline, you're absolutely right. I'm going to tell you, I work with it with my family dynamics in this very space, and the changes, God, like, I don't ever want my kids to grow up in a place where I was, right? Like in the same situation. So, we do all that we can with what we know, and digging deeper, we course correct, we become better examples for them. Said to me, absolutely, it does. Elsie, our when we go into fight and flight, it's like this surge, like your body is just creating all of these chemicals, natural chemicals, but to save us. It does crazy damage to us. Oh, Sharita, I feel you. I know you. I know exactly what you're saying. I know you. I hear you. I see you on that. This projection, Melissa, what I will say to you is pick yourself over everything else. I'm going to say something before I get into these cards that may sound a bit cruel, and I don't mean it in that way. We are born into situations that we have no control over. Bloodlines alone are not an obligation. And Spirit, ooh, thank you, Spirit. There we go, getting down to the obligatory factors of things. And this has come up here lately, on and off. Just because somebody has done something for you does not mean you owe them for the rest of your life. It does not mean that you use that Scorpio undying, devotional, loyal premise to self-sacrifice the shit out of your own self. We could do that. We've done it. I'm going to tell you, probably all of you here have done that. How has it served you? You could say we didn't ask to be brought in this world, but yet we sign a soul contract, right? We sign a soul contract to come in here and fulfill those obligations to ourselves, that higher self, to your soul's purpose. We don't sign an obligation to self-sacrifice for the sake of another person, period. And so long as we live in that, we will continue to rehash things that need to be cleared and healed. I'm not saying be uncompassionate. I'm not saying be unloving. I'm not saying leave people to just fall apart at the seams. But also understand what your limitations are. How much you can take until you bend and you bend and you bend until you break. There's a lot to that you need to understand and dig deeper on. And don't be afraid to say no. Our limitations are tied to illusionary energies of what we think we should be doing versus what our soul knows we need to do. Okay, so it's very important to understand that aspect of it. You're so welcome, darling. Yes, love yourselves first, absolutely. This card of projection, Scorpio, scrying mirror projection. I think you're laying that down. And it's funny that I say that, because I think that parts of what you've needed to learn about yourself in certain situations are done. Like, those lessons have been completed, Scorpio. Congratulations. Albeit them hard, right? And with that, when you lay those down, it's like you realize when people project things back to us, and we're always going to be something, right, that we can work on. We need to pay attention to that. But I'm going to say the big things that lead you forward, you're aware of what those are now. So I'm going to say the next 6 months, Scorpio. Maybe do a review quarterly. Treat it like a business project. Review your revenue every 3 months. I don't know, whatever. Your expenses every 3 months. Take stock of self every 3 months. Okay. But right now you can lay that mirror of projection down. You've learned enough about these particular situations in your life that projection is no longer necessary. You see what's been projected to you, and you can sit with that, and again, maybe extremely uncomfortable, but it's necessary for you to see parts of yourself. And now you're going to forge this interpretation path, right? This interpretation comes out, and it's what do you do with that? We talk specifically, they note Saturn energy, which I know there's something going on with Saturn, guys, and I apologize for not having all of that astrology aspect memorized in the back of my mind on paper, right? Like I intuit. If things come up, I'm aware, great, I'll add it. If not, I just intuit. So you can look at what's going on with Saturn at this time and see how that plays a factor for you specifically, okay? But this interpretation, Scorpio, is about how you interpret the lessons to move forward. And what comes after that is the Wheel of Fortune, fate. Fate and destiny is calling you to step into your new power, your new purpose, your new, they say your birthright, your new birthright, but it's not that it's a new birthright. It's a new cycle of leaning into your birthrights. So it's different, right? It's a very different aspect of this. So we're going to jump in here. We're going to dive deeper. We're going to clarify. We're going to do a whole thing. Marilyn, and to all of you, I've always made my jokes. You know, I on a serious note, and then I'll make my little joke. I've had many people over the years say to me, I tell you things that I don't even tell my therapist. And genuinely, I'm going to get my feels under this Cancer moon that's coming. I don't take that lightly. I consider myself, I'm not trying to, toot my own horn here, a genuine friend, simply because I'm not going to tell you what you want to know, or what you want to hear, I should say. I'm going to tell you what you need to know. I'm going to tell you the truth, even if it hurts. I'm going to tell you the facts, because a good friend is not going to invite you to live an illusionary life and then go, well, aren't you happy now, when you're completely fucking miserable? So, Melissa, the songs lately have been really piling up. And, I'm going to share this with you. I listen to a lot of different things, too. I always have been pretty, I'm going to call it eclectic in that realm. A song specifically that came up for me last night, and it could be for about 20 minutes, I think, oddly. Still waiting for the baby. Thank you for the reading earlier. Martin, you're so welcome. It was so great. I connected with Martin this morning, so thank you, Martin. And let me know. Let me know how she's doing, please. Straight talks, friendships, breaks, no friendship. Breaks, yeah. Exactly. So, shit, where was I going? I don't know. I got sidetracked. I was excited to see what Martin had to say. So the painting, side note real quick, the painting is, there's this one up here. This is my daughter's arts and crafts, man. I love her. She's so craftsy. She creates so many things. And then she brought me this beautiful sunset, and she said, Mom, will you hang it up since you took your snowman down? Absolutely, I will. I'm so proud of her. She's amazing. So I love her artwork, and thank you for noticing her artwork there on the wall. I'm sure she'll be excited to hear about that. She's incredible. I love her. She's crafty. All right. So, so no BS here, right? No BS here ever. Let's see. What's going on here? Spirit for Scorpio. What do they need to know? Abundance. Oh, that card keeps Scorpio, investigate. There you be. Right now, go into investigation mode. Some of you could be in the, I'm going to call it the criminal justice system. So using those detective skills that Scorpio is so very, very keen of. It's a natural ability of Scorpio, but it's also about, Spirit is saying asserting. You got the 8 and the 5 here, 13. That is that of Scorpio. Thank you. Thank you. I love her. She's amazing. I am that doting mother. um, this Jupiter and abundance card, Scorpio, this is you reaping the benefits. And I'm going to tell you that part of you reaping the benefits of this here is also about the fact that it's your service to others, your service to spirit, um, is going to be about the fact that that is part of your abundance. Like it is a celebration for you all in ways that you did not understand. It's like we talk about wanting to give and being empaths, things of the such, before. And in that, it comes with sometimes the abundance isn't money, right? Sometimes the abundance isn't about prosperity necessarily in the ways I think the human mind works it to be. It's about the feel-good feelings of, and I'm going to say with this moon, the feel-good feelings of what Cancer energy nurtures. And Scorpio, I think that the way that this is coming through for you is that it's talking about the idea that some of that is just coming together. That abundance in part is coming together because when you find people, situations, communities that you are a part of, and you're investigating those new resources, of connection, in that, it fills you up in a different sense of love, and you could say light and being and togetherness and oneness. And as that happens, everything else that you need is coming in right behind it. So it's Spirit's way of going, hey, Scorps, open your heart, open up to this vulnerability, be a part of that world so that you can flourish even more than what you thought you came here to do. It runs deeper than that, okay? So one more card on this. Juno, I just said partners, right? People you're partnering with. There it is, Juno partnership, Midhaven. This is the pinnacle point. This is where absolutely connection is currency. Our currency is more than dollar bills. It is more than man-made. It is your energy. It is your time. It is your efforts. There's just, oh gosh, there's so much. 10th house, Scorpio authority. Scorps, in the coming weeks, I'm going to say 12 weeks, which breaks down to what, a 3-month period again. There's that 3. I'm going to say to you, like X369, have you started to love yourself? It's humbling, Carla. It's humbling. Because I'm just a small town country girl doing what she loves. I live my life no differently than most of you. So I'm just going to laugh at that. It's humbling, and I'm so thankful and appreciative to all of you for your parts here. Scorpio, it's funny, Carla, that I just read that too from you, because this 10th house authority has come through with that, and that is governed by Saturn as well. And I'm going to say, I brought up Saturn up here. Definitely take a look at your 10th house right now, guys, too. A lot of people could be coming to you, and Carla, like your intuitive abilities are popping off, because as that card came out, that the 10th house card came out, and I read your comment, my forward focus from Spirit was people are going to come to you. You are going to be a beacon of light. They're going to need to hear your words. They're going to need to hear your wisdom. I tell this story quite often in certain circumstances, and I'm not going to go into the whole thing. But the thing of it is when we step into our purpose, humbly, right? We're not here for egoic purposes. We're here to help each other. I tell a lot of people in these personal reads that I do with you all about personal experiences. The reason I do that is because I understand that the feelings that come with those experiences, the similarities, right? We're all on our own path. It happens a different way. It all leads to the same feeling. Happiness, love, excitement, joy, hurt, sadness, whatever it might be. I've always been very keen to talk about my experiences. And part of this story that I tell some people is that I was never good at talking about me. If somebody sat me down and asked me questions about me specifically as a person, I would choke up in a heartbeat and be like, I don't want to talk about me. No, thank you. Right. And I still to this day am like, it's nothing. But I can talk about my experiences to other people because I get how they resonate for everybody. I get how they have impact on people. And we can share in that together, right? It's vulnerability, me sharing a story with you of something that was deeply impactful in my life. And it's necessary, right? We have to be open to the necessary idea of being vulnerable with each other in a, I'm going to call it a safe space. Scorpio, right now, I don't think your job is to um, mentally decide what is safe. It's your job to intuitively make a judgment call on what is safe and who you're sharing with at this time. Um, I just can't sometimes. So sorry. Pardon me. Um, but it's about you sharing that vulnerable aspects. Hi, Susie. I think we must be the biggest spirit. I agree. I agree with you completely. There's a reason we signed up for this contract, no doubt. Um, but there's a reason too, Scorpio, why you need to share your experience. Some of you are going to very much dive into a side where you have to be seen. And I think back to that video that I did for you all some time ago that I think it said something like they don't see you or they don't hear you and they don't see you or something to that effect. You're welcome to go back through the channel and revisit that reading if you'd like. But Scorpio, you're about to be seen. You're going to move some significant mountains. Hello to you, Delita. I hope I'm saying that right. I'm terrible with that stuff. I'm so sorry. I hope I said it right. You're going to be seen. You know, you look at this 10th house. He's climbing up that mountain, and you think about it. When you're at the bottom of the mountain, the only thing you can see is everything that's above you. What's to come? Climbing up that mountain. Once you get to the top of that mountain, you've got the bird's eye view, right? You can see everything, and anything that is down below can see you. You've worked, Spirit says, to scale those mountains, and you've made your way. You've traversed a lot of difficult things, and I really want to say to you and be a spirit, give yourself the credit for that. Give yourself all the accolades. Be proud of the changes that you've made, the things that you've traversed, even if you feel you could have done a better job. You learned something along the way. So with this investigate abundance and authority, Scorpio, parts of this as well, Spirit is addressing that it's hard to believe that you envision yourself to be in that place of acceptance of what you are, I don't want to say entitled of, but worthy of. It's a weird, it's like, why me, right? I could sit here and say with the 95 viewers that are on here right now, there's how many readers on YouTube, why me? Spirit, there's a resonation of the soul. And I appreciate that. Scorpio, you are arriving on scene. Now, your on scene could be physically, it could be metaphorically speaking, but you have arrived. And now is the point in time in which you are working with others to cultivate. Thank you, Amy. Thank you. I love you all. You're so cute. Seriously. You guys are awesome. You really are. You make me blush a little bit. Again, thank you. And I've always struggled with taking compliments, honest to God. It's crazy to think. 15 years ago, I wouldn't public speak. Here I am, out broadcasting myself to the world. But this first house, that of Aries, Mars in retrograde. Scorpio, when Mars returns and goes direct, it's like whatever you are working on right now, it's almost eruptive of how you step out into the scene. You're walking onto the scene, you're stepping into the scene, you're stepping into the highlights of society, Spirit is saying, you're taking the reins, you are creating space for everything. And with that, I think about a time period about 3 years ago in my life where I went through something ridiculous. And I opened up a new business, brick and mortar store. And I created, talk about creation of space. I created a space for people locally to go to find crystals and herbs and um, speak spiritual solace. And I've sat with people of all walks of life. But we would come together and I would do full moon cleansings, basically. And we would come together and learn about the astrology, what was going on underneath that full moon. And I would give papers to everybody to ask themselves questions and dive in their own path, what they needed to know at that time, and then release anything that was not serving of them. And that space brought all walks of life together. People who had next to nothing, people who were leaving domestic situations, people who sometimes were homeless, people who were CEOs of companies, people who were doctors, lawyers, cops, you name it. It brought everybody together. And in that one room, there we all joined hands, joined prayer, joined in empathy, joined in understanding, where we left everything else outside of that, every judgment. I remember years and years ago, and I think this is just about giving you the perspective on something, is why I'm even being guided to tell you these things. I remember sitting down at our first full moon event that I had in my first business with my now ex-partner. And I remember going on about judgment, that it did not matter where we came from, what our history was, all of those things. That as we sat there together for the first time in that group, that we were not there to judge each other. And if they were going to sit there and be biased or ridicule or put down someone else's path and journey to that point where they were, whether they were new or starting over or more advanced, I remember pointing to the driveway and telling people, if you can't come here judgment free, you're welcome to leave. And I say the same thing here on YouTube. We're here to assist each other, to love each other. We don't have to understand it, but we need to respect each other. And Scorpio, I think the way that this is coming through is that you are opening up that level of respect, that we may not understand where another person is coming from, even if we haven't had that experience, but we know how it feels at the end result of it all. That we show up for each other and we're there to support each other, even if it doesn't fully make sense. There's big picture stuff, Scorps, on the global scale too. A lot of downloads I've been getting, messages I've been getting. Sagittarius's reading yesterday was prime example of that. I was like, what the fuck just happened here? But it's necessary. It's absolutely necessary. And be aware that it's like, I think some of you are going to question why certain bits of information are coming through to you, why they're happening, part of that investigation. And Scorpio, for some of you, Spirit is just asking you to kind of like be aware, be still, be knowing of certain things, because you're cultivating a new life for yourself and for others. Okay. Vision, Neptune, there you go. You're envisioning a life, Spirit, a life worth living, Scorpio. Where have you held yourself back, right? Spirit saying, get a reflection card, Pluto, rebirth. There you go. Everything I just said in a nutshell in that last sentence. Mercury messages. What is going on? Does anybody know what is going on? I don't even know what's in Mercury right now. What's going on? I don't have another device here in front of me to even look it up as we speak. But expect communication, Scorpio. You're going to see in lieu of, I don't know what they're talking about. Yes, the nodes did change. We moved into Pisces and Virgo today. Paige, you're absolutely correct. In lieu of something, or in lieu to something. It's a prelude. Thank you, Spirit. We're deciphering words. A prelude to what is to come, but also in lieu of, there's something about the communication here, Scorps, and I kind of want to dive into this. Saturn right behind its structure. So let's see what comes up with this Mercury card. I'm very curious. And this 10th house, Mercury, 10 of Cups, 2 of Swords. A lot of you, oh, Joshua, we should all be preparing for this moon. Had the same conversation with a spiritual friend this afternoon. On point. I love it, Barbara. Fantastic. Ten of Cups, Two of Swords. Underneath that Ten of Cups, Mercury. Indecision, stalemate. Scorpio, in the next, Spirit saying, in the next vital 2 weeks, there are going to be very significant changes that you are going to be preparing to make or will make in the process. I feel like the changes come in, or the decisions of changes will come in, and with that, it's in regards to your happiness, your long-term fulfillment here. What spiritual aspects of yourself rolled, Spirit saying rolled by the moon, that you will need to be aware of. This is family, this is emotional abundance. And I feel like that with that, Spirit is saying that this stagnancy, this stalemate, this not sure if I should go there or not, you're going to have to make very clear decisions. And, it's like drawing the line in the sand. So anything that has been, I'm going to call it precarious, you're going to have to make tough decisions for your personal self, in regards to other people, maybe in regards to jobs. But it's also about personal empowerment, Scorpio. It's like, I looked back there, the sun leads the way. It's you walking off into the sunset back there. Scorpio, that's water she was making there. Walk on water. Look at this. You just sat here and watched me. These cards came out upside down. There, I said, walking into the sun. There you go. Walking into the light of the sun, Scorpio. Seven of Swords. And I'm going to tell you here, Seven of Swords. Things that you have been unwilling to see, maybe even about yourself, where you kind of flaked out on things, maybe didn't fulfill certain things, maybe it's like an untold truth, Scorps. This is the way I'm going to explain this to you. Untold truths. And what I mean by that is, you could be thinking, feeling something going on. I'm a hick. I love it. And take it a little by little. Listen, you will fall down the rabbit hole in this information. Take it little by little and learn what you need to learn along the way. This unclear motive, Scorpio, I'm going to say to you, or ulterior motive, is I get this feeling of not wanting to cause strife, okay? Not wanting to upend somebody else's apple cart. It's like you'll upend your own, right? You'll go in there, you'll purge the shit out of everything pertaining to you. But when it comes to people or things that you care about in your life, I'm going to tiptoe, tap dance around this, him-haw, piddle, whatever you want to call this. You don't get to take a back seat anymore, Scorpio. I'm really just going to say in the comments, how many of you know that you're on the precipice of having to make a very serious decision? And likely to what stays and goes in your life, specifically. This, if you don't know yet, it's coming under this full moon. There's going to be something that gives you the awareness that you need to tune into. But Scorpio, I feel like this is in part, and I love it. And guys, do know that after this, there's the Ace of Pentacles. Yes, it comes with many choices, many options, many things that you can invest into. And abso-fucking-lutely, it's going to shake up your life. And it's going to shake up your life, there's that tower, in ways that you can't imagine. In ways you can't imagine. Into love, Scorpio, King of Cups. I am literally pulling off the top of the deck, and I have gone through in the past, and I don't know, maybe some of you might want to try this with your own decks. I've shuffled them out, done some things, and I've just worked the storyline straight through the deck. King of Cups, Ace of Cups, the Temperance, the Fool. You reimagined, Scorpio, is what I'm hearing from Spirit. You reimagined. your existence of what it's looked like. Scorpio, relationships, right? Everything else in your life could be hunky fucking dory. And you throw love into the matter, and it's like, damn. We were making jokes when I spoke with my one client this morning. I'm like, yeah, everything else can be fine, and then a Scorpio's love life. Woo, shit, son, watch out. And I'm going to tell you, I was reading something the other day, and it talked about the circadian rhythms that this moon is like playing cattywampus with our sleep schedules. And I'm going to tell you, I think I said this yesterday, maybe. I'm not really a night owl, but there's been nights that I've been up to 3 o'clock in the freaking morning. And that's not me at all. Like, I'm 10, 11 o'clock, I'm tapped out for the day. I'm done. So, I'm an early riser. So those of you that have emailed me, I'm sure you've received an email from me somewhere between like 6 and 8 a.m., right? And I'm already at it. So do know that lack of that restless sleep stuff is going to settle down. Paige, I'm going to tell you, and I feel extremely called to say this to you. From one, I don't know when we talk abuse, the sorts of abuse, but abuse is abuse no matter what way you slice it. And anybody else that's listening to this that can resonate, abuse hijacks our body. It hijacks the way we think, the way we live, the way we react, the way we respond. Do not let what happened for 20 years be the thing that tells you who you've become today. Don't let negative words or their inability to see your worth be the thing that creeps up in the back of your mind and tells you you're not worth it. I've been down that road more than once in my life. I'm super proud of you for finding the courage and the bravery to walk away. And as far as bankruptcy goes, let that shit roll downhill. Let it all go. Because I promise you, in due time, you will rebuild something that beyond your wildest dreams. It might take time, and you're going to have to be patient, and you're going to do a lot of soul searching. But I promise you, it will get better. And you will be like, why didn't I do this sooner? Seriously. Okay? I'm going to go through these comments. Yeah, see, the sleep thing has been a whole thing. And, we're going to blame it on the moon, right? Blame it on the full moon. Yeah, it's a thing, guys. It will absolutely clear up, right? So let's get back to this whole aspect of this decision. Just the whole thing. I'm going to say, Scorpio, let's see. I'm always, I've been more into investigative than usual in the last few weeks. What are you dealing with here? What's on the other side of this? Who is it that you're dealing with that you don't feel like you could speak your truth, say your truth? You're trying to it's almost like you're trying to keep it at bay. You don't want to hurt anybody. You don't want to upset anybody. Here's the thing. That who cast the first stone, Scorpio. But the way I'm interpreting this specifically is, I look at the stone in the comic, in the riddle upside down. There are people in your life, if not one, then more, that have not taken you seriously, Scorpio. And as I say that myself, I think back to a conversation I had many months ago where someone literally said to me on a personal level, I don't take you serious. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? If I say it, you might as well write it in stone. I might be late getting it done, but it will always happen, right? Like if I say it, it's gonna be. I'm gonna will that for sure. Scorpio, that mindset of even having, look at this hair, whoo, goodness, the mindset of having people like that in your life, it's like they keep you. The medallion is you reaching for your dreams. I just seen a thing this morning that Simone Biles was listed as the sports person of the year for 2025 or 2024. I forget I don't know which side of the coin that fell on. Have a wonderful weekend, Shatoya. Much love to you. Thank you for joining us today. She's worked really hard to get to where she is. She's gone through a lot of adversity. She's someone I think that we can look up to in regards to what she's done in the gymnastics world. Not saying that any of us are running out doing physical gymnastics. I don't know about you, but I know I'd break a hip. Ha ha ha. but it's reaching. It's reaching for that gold medal, Scorpio. It's reaching um, what you know is yours. But here's the thing: when you deal with this riddle, the stone, it's kind of like somebody stonewalling you. Somebody telling you that you're full of shit. Somebody telling you that your dreams don't matter, your thoughts and opinions don't count, or what you're saying is not accurate. It's somebody who just, and I feel like this is in your walking daily life, that it just stops you from reaching your fullest potential. Plain and simple, it stops you from reaching your fullest potential. And Scorpio, maybe to them, I don't know if it was your reading or someone else's, I talked about the level of immaturity. And their lack of ability to comprehend who you are, or to respect where you've been and what you've been able to do, is the thing that stands in the way of this collaborative thing, this collaborative effort that comes for you now. I will say this, and I'm not trying to pressure any of you, but if you do not make a decision in the coming weeks, one will be made for you. And I will say to you this as well. When we talk about those tower moments, sometimes the tower is a good thing. The tower isn't always a bad card. It isn't always an oh shit moment. It's unexpected, but you can sit back and go, whoa, didn't see that coming, right? But when you don't make those decisions, when Spirit's given you ample opportunity to do so, they will eventually make them for you. Scorpio, if I had to say something to you on that statement, would be to be bold and to be brave. What is it? Because it's got to be fear that stops you from just upending it all. Not just for you, that you're so good at doing, but for also those who are a part of that structure that keep you in the Seven of Pentacles. So, Joshua, the decisions, where have you been at a stalemate in your life? Where have you been, where do you know, like, I'm going to say this is an internal, with that Seven of Swords, an internal knowledge that you've been denying yourself of knowing that you need to address. That's the key point here, is to dig deep within and go, these are things that I know I've needed to do, that maybe I didn't want to do. I didn't want to, throw that hammer down. I didn't want to have to make that decision. I didn't want to have to hurt somebody's feelings because they didn't take the hint. But Tiffany, I don't know, I'm not sure what part of this message you joined us in, but a little bit ago, I was talking about that judgment aspect. Don't worry about what others think of you. The number one rule to this that I was taught when I was 17, first rule of this life, it is none of your business what other people think of you. Because if you dictate your decisions off of that, you're never going to be happy. You will never reach genuine happiness. So it is to dig deep and know that within yourself, there's something that's been living in there. For some of us, maybe it's addictions, coffee, cigarettes, alcohol. Maybe it's a person. Maybe it's a place. Maybe it's an environment that we know we need to disconnect from. But yet we just kind of hang out in the ethers of it. The Seven of Swords is a deep internal knowledge, but also a deep internal deceit of the self. That goes, I give just enough to this situation to kind of prop it up. Just keep it alive a little bit, right? And it's not going to work anymore. It's not going to work anymore, Scorpio. Following through, right? Like, are any of you those parents with empty threats? Like, I'm gonna take your TV off of you. I'm gonna put your nose in the corner. All those empty threats. How many times have we empty threatened our children and gone, if you don't get it together in the next 2 minutes, this is what's gonna happen. And don't make me count to 3. Same difference, right? Same difference. That I feel like in the back of our minds, Scorpio, we go, this. We're overthinkers. And we'll go into it and we'll think about it and go over it and over and over and over and over it. And then we make these empty promises to ourselves about people or situations or environments or things. And each time, we talk about how Scorpio hangs on for eternity, right? They hang in there and hang on to the ends of it all. That each time that we get upset with something or discontent, Paula, that should be on a t-shirt for Scorpios. I overthink and hurt my own feelings. Like, I don't know, maybe I'll have a t-shirt printed with that on it and put it out there for everybody. I love it. But it's funny, it's not funny, right? Like, I hope you understand, but that is a Scorpio's way. We will anticipate the worst and hurt our own feelings before someone else is going to get the opportunity to fuck with us. It's what we do. I will do it before you get a chance to do it, right? What was I saying? I don't even know. But it's just the idea, Scorpio. It's just the idea. We do. Our towers are like its own little thing, right? It's the Scorpio way. Good and bad ones. Do I? Thanks, Jimmy. There's a special place for you too, I'm sure. Hold on. Let's take care of that. Did that take care of it? Ah, it did. People. Scorpio, what comes out with the riddle? The sun. Somebody is likely to have said something to you or poked, I don't know, call it poking the bear a little too much. Remember the bear thing that wasn't all that long ago where they were asking women if they choose the man or they choose the bear? And every man, and no offense to my guys out there, felt some kind of way because women were picking the bear. Scorpio, I'm going to say this in this reading. You're the bear. You're picking yourself. Why is that a bad thing? Why are you picking yourself? It's like, well, there we go. Thank you, Spirit. Why are you picking yourself, Scorpio? Why do you need to pick yourself? That's important for you to recognize. I am going to say to some of you, if you are in child-rearing years, be smart with your decisions. Gotcha? Be smart with your decisions. Scorpio, I think some of you have this, we're going to add another slogan that says, Scorpio is known for loving them and leaving them too. So whoever this person is who is not, I don't know, they just put down everything you do. If you leave them, you're the bad guy. If you leave a situation, a job, an environment, whatever, you're the bad guy. Scorpio comes in, they love it, and they leave it. Scorpio is learning to know when to walk away. Okay? So that's an important thing here. The medallion, that Two of Swords just tried to come back out. Six of Cups. Three of Swords. What is this in connection to? Hierophant. Scorpio, you could be dealing with a Taurus, maybe a Leo, doesn't have to be. 4, 5, 6 is important also. Um, I paused for a moment because I'm getting a couple, like I'm getting a couple things in yet one specific thing here. And um, I think that it's important for you all to recognize something here. And I'm trying to decide what direction with spirit here, what we're doing. Um, Scorpio, I'm going to say this. I feel the Judgment with the Hierophant. Queen of Cups. Under this full moon, it is likely. Christy, I would say reach out to me personally. This is for Scorpio, but it doesn't. You have Scorpio placements. We all have them somewhere in there. But on a personal note, I would reach out to me for that. Okay, because I'm really not doing Q&A today. And hello, by the way. Scorpio, I feel like part of this choice for you is someone is looking, some of them could be looking to you as an aid in their journey. Others of you, you're creating that space as an aid in the journey, that you're just a part of it. Like you're just doing you, and there they are. So you have a lot of love to give in a situation. Make sure that you're trusting your intuition. Temperance coming out, because this is for the purpose of a new beginning, a new healing era as well. The thing of it is I think that you are following your intuitive side, or at least you need to be if you're not. The other person might not be. The person who's receiving, and I do think that this ultimately will be reciprocal, okay? But the Queen of Wands is, to me, like, what do I want to call this? She's fully aware of herself. Somebody could also be downplaying their role in a situation too. But it's inquiring minds. It's like for the purpose of healing. I don't even know how else to explain that. I hope it sounds like rubbish, but oh, you're so welcome, darling. You're so welcome. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. I don't, there's a connection, Scorpio. I don't know if it's work. I don't know if it's love. I don't know if it's going to be different again for all of you. However, I think one side of this sees the purpose of it already, and Scorpio is probably you. Another side of this, is fighting, taking action towards it. Okay, so 5 of Pentacles. Call it the blind leading the blind, maybe. I don't know. Justice card. Scorpio, you're leading somebody into, I'm going to say equality, really, in a sense. What is this 5 of Pentacles and Justice card? Scorpio. 4 of Cups, 2 of Cups, 3 of Cups. Some of you, it's weird. I'm with this 4 of Cups. I'm getting the idea of manifesting. I see those 3 cups as past fulfillments, past victories, decades, maybe a time frame for some of you. Scorpio, I don't even know what to say here. 2 of Cups, you are coming together with something or somebody that is likely to alter alter the direction of your life. As I say to you earlier, this sounds so crazy. It's almost contradictory in a sense. As I say to you earlier, just to be present, you're gonna have to make a hard decision. Things that you know you've put off, you've procrastinated. I'm curious before I open my chops here, if this leads into this Three of Cups, and P.S. the Five of Cups, so we literally have 2, 3, 4, 5 here. Or, Spirit, someone's feelings are going to get hurt one way or the other. Scorpio, if you are the one here trying to spare feelings, you have got to stop sparing other people's feelings. Yes, we can love, we can nurture, we can be empathetic, but we cannot do the work for someone else. How did you get to, ask yourself a very serious question. How did you get to where you are? You've learned lessons. You've had hard times. You've gone through pain. You've hurt. So with that, you can't sugarcoat it for somebody else. You are going to be, it's like an acceptance, Scorpio, right now, of you understanding that you are going to be a part of the lessons that other people learn. And for some reason, it's like at the core of your being, that hurts you. You don't want to be the reason other people get hurt. You don't want to be the reason other people feel some kind of way. You want to just walk around and sprinkle magic fairy dust on everybody. It'll be okay. It'll be fine. If only it worked that way. If those people are having those issues, it's a fear of rejection. It's a fear of abandonment. It's a fear of themselves, their deeper self. So to me, as I sit here, Scorpio, you're connecting with something. You got a whole lot of fucking cups on this table. 4, 6, 9, 14, which breaks down to a 5. Change, right? Significant change. This 3 of Cups, Spirit, what is this? The 9 of Cups comes out sideways. And the 9 of Swords is showing itself. There's too much there. Too many. Spirit's saying it all. There comes the 9 of Swords again. You guys watch me shuffle. No different than when I do the readings and post them. It's like a halfway space to fulfillment, Scorpio, in a situation. You've got the 5 of Cups, the 5 of Pentacles, the 5 of Swords. 2s and 5s. Thank you very much, Crystal. I appreciate it. And all of you who are donating today, you trust me, you all do not understand how much that helps and how far that goes here. So thank you so very much. I appreciate you all. Scorpio, somebody rate, give them something to talk about. Scorpio, it's more so with you. You've given them something to think about. You are going to make decisions that are going to make other people think. This connection of this 2 of Cups, Scorpio, 2 of Cups, to clarify the 2 of Cups, Page of Pentacles. You're waiting. I said too, this is, thank you, I appreciate you. This is not just, you are sitting back and you are waiting. Do not base your decisions off of what somebody else does. You know what you need to do for yourself. No matter what anybody else around you is doing, you keep forging forward, period. Okay? In the process, you are likely to meet or be met with another person who is going through something similar. You are likely to be dealing with somebody who is needing your love, care, and support. It is not your It is not your job to judge them. So let's just say, and this is going to sound, and I'm going to tell you, I've had some bad experiences myself, so I'm going to use my human side and the spiritual side. If somebody walks into your business and they give you a sad story, and they're down on their luck, and they got $2, and that's all they have to spend, and they give you the story, and you're drawing a conclusion based on a previous scenario, don't do it. What you need to do is start clean slate. Start doing this whole new way of seeing it as Not that you forget what common sense you've had your entire life of learning these lessons, but this, that was then, Scorpio, thank you, Spirit. That was then, this is now. This is not the same situation, Scorpio. Your judgment needs to be left at the door. Because you're meeting up with somebody, their soul feels a little younger than you. And you are seasoned. Paula, do set boundaries. Do set boundaries. But it's finding the balance in that. Brene Brown, I can love you and me simultaneously and still create that boundary. And note, I'm paraphrasing on that. Very important message. Google her. Google key phrases from Brene Brown. Brene. Always using tuition. Scorpio, this person is coming in to learn something from you. What is this person's purpose in Scorpio's life? I could not make it up if I tried. Ace of Cups, Knight of Cups, Seven of Cups, Eight of Pentacles, Seven of Wands. There's your boundaries, Paula. The person that's coming in here, Scorpio, this could be family, this could be friends, this could be lovers, this could be Spirit's calling it a new old connection. So what I'm going to say to that is this is somebody that you may know from the past, but maybe didn't have close connection with, okay? But knew of them or had something, but I don't think that it really was anything big adult. This is probably in childhood with that sun card. Scorpio, love letters could be a thing too, sidebar. You guys don't know how to do small. We just do big everything. This is opening you up, and you're like, I'm going to call taste testing love. Where to give it, how to give it, is it worth giving? Spirit is telling you to indulge. And when I say indulge, I don't mean be stupid. I don't mean lean into the devil toxic energies. Ten of Swords, Three of Cups, Magician, Five of Wands. Somebody around you, and Scorpio, this could be you. You could be both doing the same thing. Fighting for a position in your own life. Fighting for support of the right people in your own life. And asserting a sense of self over that with that King of Wands. Taking action towards that desire. The Star. The Ace of Pentacles. In regards to business, Scorpio, finance matters, stability, root energy. Any lulls that you've had in business or work or money, stability factors, the new beginning is on the horizon. Spirit said give it a month. In regards to this person, there's just something about this person, Scorpio. Who is this person? Five of Cups, Nine of Wands. You're dealing with somebody, Scorpio, Aries. Scorpio, you could be dealing with another Scorpio. Aries, Taurus, Libra. This new beginning will take you by surprise. This is not like something you've experienced before. It may have connotations to the past. Yeah. It's like this takes you back to a time. Here we go, full in reverse, the Eight of Pentacles, Two of Wands. This takes you back to a time where you made stupid decisions, Scorpio. Where you were learning. Where you got stupid and then you got put on hold or read or pause or repeat or whatever you want to call it. And you're like, I've learned a lot. I've been the apprentice to my life. I've done all these things. Now I know. You can't fool me. You can't trick me. Scorpio, are you going to die on that sword to the point that you maybe miss an opportunity of something here? And Spirit telling me to tell you, to reiterate, this is not in regards to the divorce you're trying to have, to the narcissistic, crazy family member, to the psycho who has been beating on your door as a neighbor that won't go away. Like this is not the old. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. This is not the old. And part of this, Scorpio, you're going to have spiritual experiences with other people. You could be coming into more spiritual community-based groups, the Ascension, your Akashic Records. Some of you studying things that were like controversial to you in the past. Like you guys are doing something amazing. And Scorpio, I want to sum this up in a feeling. I'm going to get a couple cards of advice and I'm going to end this because I need a break. When I say to you, that was then, this is now. It's a timeline shift. It's a paradigm jump. That it's not that I want to go, it's almost like you feel like you're forgetting everything you've ever known if you take this leap of faith. You're not. I want to make that perfectly clear. You didn't get stupid overnight, okay? You didn't forget. But you have to see this through with a new set of eyes. The important factor here is you. It's what you do for you in the process. Whether or not this person that's coming in is forever in your life is irrelevant. It's about you. And Spirit said, you've never looked more fine and beautiful in the eyes of the heavens or to these people than you do right now. And it's only going to grow. You're walking in beauty and grace. You're walking in love. And I think for a lot of you, that feels really chaotic. Because you've fought for stability for a really long time. So this is like a foreign subject. You're used to dealing with people that tell you all the things that don't work right. Or what's the matter with you, right? And you're not, that is what you're letting go of, Scorpio. That is what you're disconnecting from. Absolutely, Crystal. No, I don't think so, Joshua. You know, Paige, I said it, I think I might have said it yesterday in yesterday's live, but I'm going to repeat it to you all. When we meet people, other people, right? We look for these cues of, can we trust them? Do this their story match up? All of those things, right? As humans, it's like we forget that we ourselves are people. Do we give ourselves as much consideration, faith, trust, hope, belief, benefits of the doubt that we do other people that come into our lives? What you would give to another, by Lord, give it to yourself. For Scorpio, when it comes to this other person, the long-term and or purpose, soul remembrance. You got a soul contract with whoever this is. Expansive growth, Scorpio, that card forever comes out in this deck for you. I think every single freaking time I use this deck, that card comes up. You are experiencing an infinite loop of expansion, okay? Soul remembrance in relation to the situation, this new paradigm that you are in. Clips of your lives once lived seep through your subconscious. Acknowledge those memories and that you choose to enter this dimension of experience for deep healing. I said to you, this is like you shut the door on the past. The situations are not the same. You're not getting triggered. You're focused on you. Number 44, amplified power. And that card came out for Pisces, maybe. Your energy is being amplified. You hold the power of ascended masters. Scorpio, just do know that you've got to accept the new you, right? Crystal, I'm at a point that I'm just like right there, right? Leave it at that. I ain't worried about him. What poor pathetic lives to have, that's where they leave. You know, that's where they choose to be in life. So God bless them. Maybe they need to be here. Do know that this next part, this next person, this next encounter, this next situation for you, you might do a period, 2 of Wands here, Ace of Wands. I'm seeing the 2 of Pentacles, King of Swords. You might spend 2 years learning with this person. If they charge you, they're full of shit. Do it on your own. And please reach out to me because we can talk about that. I have a whole story for you. Trust me. Greedy sons of beehives. They're like, ooh, let's monopolize someone else's multi-million-dollar idea. Shysters. Schmucks. You name it. This 2-year period brings you to Spirit's calling it one consciousness. Scorpio, embrace what comes. And if nothing else, this person is a catalyst for the next 2 years for you. This situation is a catalyst for the next 2 years for you. All right? Advice. Whoever is coming into your existence or whatever is coming into your existence, if it's a company, if it's business related, this is a business or company that is down on its luck, right? Like it's a whole thing. They've been like scouting you out, right? They're needing something from you, and don't give that. If this is a person, they see you stable, put together, bountiful, just strong. And if it is not somebody that you knew in childhood, you have a prior soul contract with this person. Plain and simple. And it's just like you pop up in memories. Life may have taken you 2 separate ways, or maybe there was journeys here, Scorpio, that you had to learn on your own soul track before you came together with this person in this existence. But there was something that kept you apart in a situation. Now it's coming together because guess what? It takes you down the rabbit hole of deeper healing. Lucky you, right? Because a pattern and behavior on both sides of the fence is needing broken. Sandy, I will say to you, I don't know the whole story, but if you're thinking of that person, it's likely they are thinking of you too. And sometimes that's why you end up thinking about them, because they're thinking of you, right? So make note of that. It's also your intuition talking to you. Or you could be sensing issues with them as well. So Scorpio, I feel like the Spirit's saying that I'm like, what else? I feel like there's more to this. And Spirit said, the rest is yet to be written. And that one card came out as they were telling me, that sword and rose, clarity and truth, revelations, honor, protection, determination, comes out sideways. If that doesn't clarify Spirit going, the rest is yet to be written, this story, this saga, Scorpio, is not done. Right? Like the story continues. Episode, whatever this is, right? Season, 39, whatever it is. I don't know. It continues on. But Scorps, I am going to leave the message there. I'm so thankful for all of you. Truly, sincerely, thank you. Thank you for your love, your support of the channel, your donations. Just stay in your lane. Stay in your lane. And also, embrace that shadow part of you right now that has hidden those points of that Seven of Swords that says, I don't want to have to deal with this. I don't want to hurt nobody. I don't want any of these things. I'm going to pat you on the ass and say, go get him, Tiger. Like, go do the thing. Just get it done. Right? Joshua, this is real. This is real. And, you could be going through some sort of spiritual awakening as well. And you do question if you're sane sometimes. I'm not going to lie. But you will figure it out in due time. Mimo, thank you. Sandy, Teresa, thank you. Crystal, Mick, Joel, Georgina, Marilyn, hugs and kisses, my lady. Lady Lux, Marlo, all of you. You are 1:31:31 on the clock. You are all absolutely amazing. Imagine, Josh, thank you for joining. I hope that you gained insight and wisdom. I know a lot of people during the live were responding to you, and I hope that they were able to give you additional information. I'm sure they were. They're amazing. Shanti, thank you. Hey, Maya, Delina, thank you. You guys are phenomenal. Good. I'm glad, Josh. Feel free. The email too, guys. Personal reads are open. Channel memberships are open. Description box below, about section of the page. You're welcome to reach out to me via email, set up appointments, personals, whatever other work you need done too, because it's not just readings that I do, mediumship and whatnot. So, always feel free to reach out to me and we'll work it out. Me too, Paige. I appreciate all of you. Special thanks to my kiddo who has been self-entertaining and she's always doing her thing, but gave me the time. So make sure you all thank her for giving me time to do this for all of you. I appreciate her cooperation. She is my partner. I love her. And I love all of you. All right, guys, I'm leaving it there. Take great care of yourselves. Expect more Scorpio messages as always. Some other stuff, just keep your eyes out. Subscription. Hit the channel, make sure that you're subscribed and the bell is rung. All right, I love you all. Happy weekend to you. See you soon.